Sorry.
It's okay.
On, go.
Okay, let's go. We're sorry about that. Technical difficulties. We are back, Bob. Oh, bring us up to speed. What happened there to start?
Alright, so I was calling the action there, talking to myself, which but basically Bailey got jumped off the line by Justin, and then Alex Norris instantly got up to P4, I think it was, and then he scooped up, P3, and then he went for an attack on Bailey. Almost done it, but Bailey hung on to hold on to the P2, and this is the way the field is at the moment. Woo, we're back in action.
Right, yeah, let's get ourselves up to speed. We apologise for those technical difficulties, but the round one is usually where you get those gremlins creeping in. But yeah, look at this, Meepo up to P7. Yeah, I mean, I'm just on the look. I'm just trying to get Kid in P18.
Alex Norris, sorry, Chief. Alex Norris is going for another move on Bale. He's able to send it up the inside of Bale's there all the time, but Bale is able to hold on take the inside effectively line. But Alex Norris is trying to cut back. Look, he's my goodness. This is on route to the wire. This is going to end up in disaster if they don't play the cards right. It is only lap 2, guys. It's a sprint. It's a marathon, not a sprint. But Alex Norris is determined to get this move. Bale is determined to hold off. This is going to look like Alex is going to have to back out of this one. Bale has got the position. Yep, he's got the line, so he had to back out of that one. Oh, and he's going to drop off to McKendler. So now Mac is up into P3. So that attack from Alex Norris is not fruitful. And now he's putting himself under attack from the teammate of Bale's is Christian.
Wow. Yep. And enter conditions here, but is it drying? I think it is. Is it? What do you reckon?
Yeah, well, apparently, Justin was telling us that it is a wet start, but it is set to dry. Mac is now positioning his car to go up the inside of Bailey here, but not doing so far. DRS, of course, is not enabled due to the conditions. And here comes Norris. Norris has done it already, twice already, in this inside corner. And he's going for Mac now, and it looks like he might get it done, but Mac is going to hold on now to this inside line. He will have track position here. Yeah, Alex is going to have to drop back. He's trying to cut back in on the inside. Now, you can see all these moves that he's trying. He's trying to cut back on the inside, but not doing. Now, will he have another go here coming into the final corner? Oh, a little bit of a slightly exit, not doing. So he's not going to go for it now, Chief. My goodness, yeah. I want to say just before we're getting into more action, I want to thank the guys, Gamer and Ice and Bance jumping on to help us out there with the auto issues. Technical difficulties, as Rob Gilbert famously played, but we're here and we're back.
Yeah, and we've got our first time penalty coming in there for Ben and P12, but Justin Ayres setting the fastest lap of this race. Could be drying, that could indicate it's drying a little bit, but I do still see a bit of rain happening there. But yeah, look at Billy Thompson. He is hungry for not just the win, but for the championship. Is he going to rise to the occasion? This is going to be a good test for him today.
Yeah, and as the chat are pointing out there, that this battling is just giving Justin a gap. Now he's got up to almost a 3-second gap, and like, if we have learned anything over all these seasons, is whenever you give Justin a gap, he is very, very difficult to stop. Because he's already remarkably quick. So you have to match that pace and go quicker. And look, he's extending a little bit more. He is almost under that 3-second mark on lap 4, and especially if it dries, he is just going to zoom away. So this battling really just benefited Justin.
Yeah, and we've seen this before in previous seasons. He just keeps it nice and tidy at the front, and then builds up that gap. Billy Thompson will want to keep that under control as Justin Ayres. Another fastest lap. That was almost 4/10 faster than the previous fastest lap, indicating that it probably is drying out a bit here. I mean, it does help that there's 20 drivers kicking up that water, and hopefully we'll see a dry line forming shortly.
Yeah, these Formula 1 cars, they're like really, really expensive, like vacuum cleaners on the track. That, as you say, they just sucks that moisture and that water off the track and just flings it into the atmosphere. Of course, and whoever's following behind is going to get a helmet full of wet stuff. But as you say, Chief, it should rightly dry up if hopefully this rain. Well, that was going to be the most obvious thing I was going to say. I was going to say hopefully it should dry up if this rain stops. that's to be expected. But what I meant to say is it's just to drive quicker, considering that, but as you said, Chief, 20 cars on track. Now, good point here, pointed out by our gamer. It's why I love to see the chat, because we've got so much informative drivers here that our gamer is saying that Justin could be running higher wings as he has the slowest top speed, something I didn't pick up on, but it kind of makes sense. Wet tracks, he's got the most grip so far, must be running higher wings, is pretty true.
Yeah, and I'm looking at the Ferrari boys as well, as Nigel is going side by side with Noah and takes the position heading into turn 1. That was a great move from him. But yeah, both Ferrari boys, they were using a lot of assists last season. This season it's down to line only, so they are getting the grip, so ABS off and no TC as well, as he goes for another move. Looks like ABS off is working for him as he goes side by side with Meeple. Meeple had to go wide there, and Meeple was just holding on to the position, but it is neck and neck heading down to turn, I think it's called 4, I call it 3. But there you go, Nidal takes the position. P7 and P8 for the Ferrari boys, but I tell you what, Meeple, as always, never gives up, is hanging it around the outside. Is he going to get done here? We don't have the best camera angles, but you can see how close the racing is there. As Meeple continues to stick his neck in and just about gets away with it there. But Nidal holds on to that P8 position for now. Meeple's not happy.
And there's there's almost like too many trains here. The one that you're watching, and then just behind them, Ben is the pilot of this train with a couple of drivers right behind him. Oh, who is this now going for a move? Is Jamie had a better exit there. It's seen out of the exit at the final corner, having a little look at Bobo, but wisely backs out of it. And this is the thing about wet races, I've said it many times when I used to commentate, is that they can be quite exciting in terms of it kind of mixes things up, but wet races generally, I find, neutralise races, because everyone really is just following the leader, and that's what it is really at the moment. We're all following behind, no DRS, you know, everyone's kind of be working with their battery usage, so it's down to who is the most daring, as Tudge or Tugay runs a little fraction wide there, but holds on to it nicely. Now, what is this? Yeah, as you said, Chief, there is a right big gap in between these two Ferrari drivers, so we're getting these gaps are now starting to this track is starting to develop in terms of a couple of races here. You've got Justin in a race of his own, and then from Bales down to the first Ferrari of Finlay Smith is this next group, and then you've got from the Ferrari of Night Owl all the way back to, who's that, Kit in P17, and then of course you've got Adesi and the legend himself, Cops, at the back. So these two guys not enjoying these conditions at the moment. I don't know if they had got into any difficulties, but yeah, hopefully this rain clears off, Chief, and we can get a proper race going on with some DRS action.
Yeah, and just as you're mentioning those DRS gaps, look at the gap from P8 to P9. It's very close to that 1 second mark, and that's the cutoff point, isn't it, for DRS? We don't have DRS at the minute, but I'm looking at this track thinking there's definitely a dry line there. Is the rain over? Are we going to be heading into dry conditions? And if so, what strategy is everybody considering? Because as we know with this track, tire wear is huge. Even from this point, you're probably looking for another stop to get to the end of the race.
Yeah, so as far as I'm being told by some of the more seasoned guys here, that yes, Austria is a bit bugged at the moment with tire wear. So, Justin setting, and yet another fastest lap down into the 14s. Tire wear is indeed bugged, so there was a big debate whether we're going to go one stop, two stop. I mean, I still, as you say, Chief, even with these conditions, I would still expect another stop, because there is a long way to go yet. But I know a lot of the boys were saying they really hope we're a no safety car and it's just a race on terms of pace and strategy. But usually Tier 1 has historically been the cleanest tier with the fewest safety cars. But something that it was a bit of a lag. What's going on here with Justin? Oh, that's a major lag I'm seeing here.
Oh yeah.
Is that just you?
Oh yeah, he's lost a lot of time. Oh my word, Justin is having issues here. The car is not looking good, and he's struggling to control that. I don't know what that is, but yeah, that could be lag. It could be technical issues on Justin's end. And he's left the session. Oh my word! That is huge. That is huge.
My goodness, this is just what an interesting start to this season already with our own technical difficulties. And now Justin, the reigning Tier 1, 4-time champ, having his own technical difficulties, left the session. Will he get back in time? Now, as soon as he leaves, Alex Norris has taken the fastest lap away from him. Beals bulldozes the AI car of Justin out of the way. Hopefully Justin can get back in. Yes, as Lepson said, controversy already.
Is he back?
What?
Yeah, look, he's going for the move, or his AI is. I think he's back in the car though. I couldn't say for sure. It did say he left the session. I didn't see it say he came back into the session. But Billy Thompson takes that position back, heading down the second DRS straight.
Now, I'm looking at these inputs and the steering inputs. That's definitely not Justin. It's really twitchy. It's very erratic. That's got to be AI. I don't think he's back yet. But my goodness, this has mixed things up. Alex Norris is struggling to get past the AI of Justin there. A bit of wheel banging going on. And Justin has rejoined, and he will not be happy to see that 3-second lead has dropped down to putting him into third. But still, of course, a long way to go, and he can still recover.
Yeah.
Oh, but yes?
It could have been a lot worse, Bob. That he hasn't lost too much time. He's still within touching distance, although he is out of DRS range. DRS not being open at the moment, but I suspect it's going to be open very soon as Justin. Oh, and there's a lot of guys heading into turn 1 together. Justin just about managing to hold on to P4 for now, but yeah, there's a lot of guys. Smell blood in the water, and Justin having to engage ERS just to keep that P4 position. But Christian goes around the outside. Who's going to get a better run out of turn 3? And it's a drag race down to turn 4. And look at that, Christian gets past P4 for him. Justin now is P5.
Man, this technical difficulty from the Finley Smith. Oh my goodness, how did he save that? That was amazing. How he saved that. Looked like his rear's locked. But yeah, this technical difficulty from Justin has really mixed this whole up. As who's up? Leps is saying it balances it up. We get a yellow flag. Someone's off. Not sure who that is, but I'll drop onto that in a minute. But yeah, this balances everything up because everyone is now contender for this race lead, maybe even the race win. Justin will take maybe not that long to get back into his groove, and no doubt he will be screaming up onto the back end there of that Haas. But I don't know, it seems like that car of his is still struggling somehow, Chief. It doesn't seem to be Justin driving, even though he is back. We know he's back, but yeah. That's really mixed things up.
I think he's in the car. I think he's just maybe a bit unsettled with all that drama there. As side by side with Alex Norris into turn 3. Oh, and Justin getting squeezed onto the curb there, and that compromises exit. So Alex holding on to that position for now is just going to try something into turn 4. He's gaining. He's going around the outside. He brakes a little bit later, but the exit is Alex Norris's. He's got the inside run. But if Justin can just keep his car alongside, and he does, yeah, he's going to get this move done into turn 5. Nicely done there from Justin. Wow, that was something else. Yeah, Alex Norris actually dropped another position, or Christian taking the opportunity to get that P4 position from Alex. So it's all kicking off here in the mid-pack.
Yeah, I don't know whether Alex was frustrated with himself or angry with that racing, because after Justin made the move, there was a lot of aggressive wheel shaking there. Definitely he's not happy, or he's obviously not happy at the moment in that currently running in P5. But this is what to be expected when you're running at the top here, and these guys are so close. There's going to be a bit of touching going on. Looks like there's a wee bit of wheel hooking on there. Justin was determined to hold on to that. He knows how to win a race, and he will do whatever it takes to get there.
We have our first guy in the pit. It's Mr. Jammy. Yeah, he is putting on a fresh set of inters, so it mustn't be. He must be confident it's not going to dry up. I do see rain still, although the track does look quite dry to me. But Jammy obviously thinks otherwise and thinks it's going to be wet for a while yet. So that is an interesting thing to see from Jamie. I guess he was further back, so he's able to, you know, gamble a bit more, and hopefully it pays off for him. But yeah, up front, Bailey, Thompson and McKender now leading the way, but that gap is closing. Justin has got it down to 1.8, and I feel like it's going to close down a little bit more each lap as this race progresses.
Yeah, I mean, Bale's doing a good job here. He's not panicking. So is Mac. He's what's this here? Finley Smith's pulling to the inside. Oh, okay, yeah, never mind me. I'm just looking at what they're doing. But yeah, it kind of just seems to be calming down a little bit, Chief. These guys are all following behind nicely. There are some significant gaps that have opened up further back, as Rocco is also into the pits, as well as a Desi. So we're starting to see this pit lane lighting up. These guys also don't think that it's going to be drying up anytime soon. Hopefully it does, but not for these guys. They are pitting onto another set of inters. But yeah, these gaps here are kind of neutral. Oh, Persigi, I cannot pronounce that name. In the Red Bull, he is going for an attack on Alex Norris here. Now, Alex has always been on the outside all these attacks. This time he's on the inside. So, and the Red Bull guy almost loses it there and hangs on. So yeah, Alex has been in the war so far for the past 14 laps. He's really getting in the mix here of these main rival or contenders. But who's this Red Bull driver? Looked like he was pulling into the pits, but not doing. So far, none of these front runners are pulling the trigger on the pit. Whether they think, Chief, that it's going to dry up, maybe risking a track penalty there. Well, that cut on the final corner. But yeah, whether these guys think it's going to dry up or not, I'm not sure. Now, it looks like they're pulling over to cool their tyres. So tyre wear must be significant at this stage, Chief. With 15 laps in the bag, with Ben pulling into the pits to stick on himself another set of the green stuff, or the green ones.
Yeah, look at Justin. He's got that gap. That was one lap. It took him to get within that 1 second range of the leaders. That disconnection has lit a fire under his bonnet, and he is going hell for leather here. He's got that gap under control. He's now got them within range. He's now within dirty range though. Dirty air range. As Pertigelli does get a move done on Alex Norris once again. These guys are battling hard. The Haas and the Red Bull, both fighting hard for P5 right now.
Yeah, and the girl is saying in the chat here that if they can get to lap 16, then the hards will go all the way. But at the moment, it doesn't look like we're going to be going dry anytime soon. Now, what is this? Alex Norris is looking like he's going to be pitting. He is indeed pitting. So Alex is in the pits, lap 16. And as we see, Jeremy, he set the fastest lap, a significantly quicker on these fresh inters. So it is definitely not drying up anytime soon, Chief. So as it stands, the inters is the tire to be on.
Nice overhead shot there of the pit of Alex Norris. He's going to come out around about P14, I think. He might drop another position here as the is that Copy in the Aston Martin, who's yet to pit. Might get the move done. Is he going to come out ahead? No, he comes out behind and doesn't get DRS either. DRS isn't open. I keep reminding myself, but I keep looking at this track thinking it's dry, but then I see little bits of rain in the air, and yeah, there is that dry line. So yeah, I mean, this is a big unknown with this game. You know, our first league race in this new game. Tires, it seems to be the big feature in this game, especially at this track, the tire wear, and the fact that it's wet conditions as well. I don't think anybody, well, probably there was some people, but I think most people didn't do any training in the wet conditions, and this is completely new territory to most people. So when it relates to pit stop strategy, I don't know how that affects the inters, how long they last for, but these guys at the top end of the grid, all out for 15-16 laps. And I would say they have definitely seen better days. If they're going to pit, they're going to have to do it, I would say, in the next few laps.
Well, you can see here that Mac and Justin now are definitely putting the pressure on Bales here. Immense pressure now. It was always sitting around about, say, 6/10. But for one moment there, Mac was right up onto his gearbox, as was Justin. He was looking like on my screen here that he was very close. Hope he's not having any more lag issues yet, but a lot of pressure here getting put on Bales, and he could be doing with his teammate Christian helping him out here, but Christian just tantalizingly close, but not close enough to worry Justin at the moment. But yeah, I would expect to see these guys coming in anytime soon. But Gamer is getting good opinion here, Chief. He says that if you were racing here, you'd be pitting for dries in Tier 3.
Yeah, let's not talk about it. I mean, in comparison to Tier 1 guys, these are just next level. I've done a few laps with these guys, as have you, Bob. You know what it's like. It's not a nice feeling when you're surrounded by aliens, and I think the whole grid this season is aliens.
So I started off this season, as you know, practicing in Australia, and I was set quite a quick time for my pace. And I remember when I was doing the practice races, I was keeping up with Speedy and Jammy, and I thought, my goodness, I could maybe compete in Tier 1 again, but no, I wasn't doing it. Here, there's a battle going on up
Yeah,
here.
go for it.
Yeah, so Justin was going for a move there on Mac. These guys are old warriors, battled a lot, season after season, and Mac came out the winner that time, but Justin's going for another move up the inside, and as we have seen, generally the outside driver has the superiority, but not this time. Justin manages to make it stick, and one thing that definitely has helped, I think, Justin's racing over the years is that his decision to when to get aggressive, when to really force it. I know some people don't like it when you wheel bang and in argy-bargy, but look, this is what it takes. Oh my goodness, Justin nearly, almost squeaky bum time there, ran into the back of Beals there as Beals and Mac come into pit. And Bailey gets a 10-second time penalty.
Word. Oh my word, he was obviously trying to squeeze everything out of that pit entry, but he's paid the price. That is a costly price to pay. 10-second penalty. That's effectively given away any chance of the race win here today. But just getting back to that move from Justin on McKender, Justin made that look easy. He just overtook McKender in wet conditions, making it look easy. That's a big deal.
Alex Norris, Chief, and Mac are fighting here, isn't it? Am I right? Yeah. I don't know if it was the right piece. No, it's not. It's Virch. What am I looking at here? Sorry. So I cannot figure out what I'm looking at. Okay, it doesn't matter. Ignore me. Yes, one person that would be definitely annoyed, and I can see he is devastated in chat with that 10-second time penalty, was Milos himself, Mr. Cursed, who is back, we're happy to say. He will be racing tomorrow in Tier 2. Looking forward to see how he gets on. His heart has been broken, we see in chat, with that 10-second penalty from Bales. Many of us will be devastated to see that. Bales is a fan favourite in SLR, but Alex Norris now having a look here at Virch. Well, not really much of a look. Virch is on 18 old lap tyres, and I think if you're going to pit, you need to be, I don't know if that rule still applies, Chief, but you need to be fully across the other side of the line there. And Virch wasn't, not that I'm telling on him, but I see that he wasn't fully across the line.
Yep, and Justin in the pits as well, so I'm going to have a look and see where he comes out. It's right behind Billy Thompson, but Billy Thompson, of course, with a 10-second penalty. But look at that, McKender as well. He's in the mix. Alex Norris is hanging about there as well, Christian in the background. But, I mean, at this point, this is just Justin's race to lose, isn't it, really? He's got the pace, he's got the racecraft, and he's making it look kind of easy today.
Yeah, more or less, as he sends it here up the inside of Bailey, and absolutely nothing Bailey could do there. Justin had so much more overspeed and pretty good on the brakes, gets that move done. And as we say, if you let Justin get a gap on you, it's good night. Usually, he is a remarkably tough competitor to break down, or to catch, to break down that gap. But like I said, there are many guys here that can do it. And this will be no easy feat for Justin to break away from Bales. Pretty much. But in saying that, Bales makes another mistake. And he almost cuts across the end of the final corner there. So Bales getting really rattled by that. Of course, he's now.
Yeah, I was going to go back in the field. P16, Poppy getting overtaken by Rocco on those new tyres, to showing you how advantageous those new tyres are. Copy staying out, trying to make these tyres last. And yeah, I wonder if it is going to dry up the end. I mean, it seems to be a few drivers gambling on these old inters, but it's still raining, and we're on lap 21.
Yeah, I mean, like, these laps are starting to run out pretty quickly here, as you said, Chief. And it does not indeed look like it's going to be drying up anytime soon. The sky is very grey, very overcast, and the rain has been pretty steady. Now, I see in chat earlier that the Swede was asking, I think he asked if you can actually cool the tires running onto the wet stuff. I don't know. I don't know if that is a feature in the game. I have seen guys doing it, so that would make me think that yes, you can. But no doubt we're going to have a few more knowledgeable guys in chat will be able to answer that. As Noah is into the pits, he's had 21 laps on those inters, and he's decided he wants to yeet them off, and has decided there's no dry weather coming. He's sticking on another set.
Yeah. And it's funny. Just before he pitted, I remember Noah said he did a one-stop in the dry, and I was wondering, was he trying to get those inters to the end? Was he thinking about it? But obviously that wasn't possible. He is the tire whisperer of Tier 1, I hear. But even he can't make it last. But the only guy out there, or the only guys out there on these old inters yet to pit, Rising Moon, who's leading the race, but has a very fast Justin Errors closing in on him. But also Copy in P17.
Yeah, and Noah gonna have a move here on Meepo and the Williams. Meep's running really wide. Ooh, a little bit of a tap there from between Meeps and Noah, and then nothing Meepo could do really there. Also, want to say it's good to see Bance in chat. Haven't heard from Bance in a long time, so it's nice to see him checking us out. And Icewind is saying that it shouldn't dry up. So yeah, this is it pretty much for the duration, Chief. And for a wet race, to be fair, it's been pretty decent so far. What's going on here at the back? Kit's going for a move on Cops. Well, of course, Copy is on 21 lap old inters, and he probably is going to concede, and he's coming in. And I don't think there's anything quickly. I can quickly say that Kitty, or Kit, my Kitty, who's in chat, Kitsune, she was not happy to see that there's a Kit, and said that name should change because there's only room for one Kit in SLR, and it's her.
Fight.
Let me tell you, I'm siding with my Kitty on that one because I felt her left hook. That's not true, by the way. That's not true.
Oh, Noah and Finlay Smith, they're going side by side. It seems to be a familiar spot for overtaking, and Noah gets that done. It's P8 for Noah. He's on slightly fresher tires, so we may see him make a few moves up, a few more moves up before the race ends. But yeah, look up front, Justin closing in on Rising Moon doing all he can. Looks like he's trying to get to the end on these tires, but he's not. He's in the pits as I say that. So Justin will resume the lead of this race with Billy Thompson behind in P2, McKender as well there lurking in the background. But yeah, I mean, you can't bet against Justin, can you? Like, I mean, he's got it under control. The only thing I could see could go wrong here is another disconnect.
Well, G, if you want to check out Jamie and Meepo, they're having a wee battle here at the moment. I have gamers asked something, so I'm going to try and find out for him. But Jamie here, yes, sorry, Jamie is indeed going for a move on his teammate. We were all quite excited to see these two guys, teammates. A bit of fun in Discord about this, but yeah, nothing really to worry about there. Meepo seems to be not enjoying this.
Oh, look at talking about Meepo, he's getting overtaken by Nidal. That was a very audacious move there. He went around the outside. Meepo gets the inside. Again, we're going to see if they can go side by side through turn 5. Oh my word. It's always a bit sketchy when you throw the car in there. If it starts sliding, you might end up sliding into the other car. But Nidal gets it done. I have to say, I'm very impressed with these Ferrari guys. They're in the points. They're not using their lovely ABS assist or TC, so fair play to them. Just shows you what you can do if you put your mind to it.
Yeah, we've got a yellow, we've got a green car off. Is it Rocco? Rocco's in the dirt, and he'll want to gently squeeze the throttle on that car to get that car out, and he does indeed successfully get it out. Gamer asked there earlier, how many warnings does Justin have? Well, I have checked, and it is one. One warning. So there you go. This is why I love chat. This is why I love chat. I like listening to reading the chat. I like to interact with the chat because they are the main people that we're doing this for. And so that's why whenever I'm watching the stream, I like the guys to interact. Yes, Chief?
Yeah, we've got our first retiree. It's in the pits, so no threat of a safety car. But as that happens, Jamie and Knight all going side by side in the turn 4 again, and heading towards turn 5. Is Jamie able to get alongside? He does not. Knight all has pace in this Ferrari. These guys are getting stronger every lap, it seems. But Jamie is going to. He's in the points, and Meepo not far off there as well. I tell you what, Meepo has actually dropped off quite a bit there. I mean, within a matter of laps, he's dropped back 2.4 as, oh my word, Rising Moon now on these fresh tires, attacking Meepo into the penultimate corner, runs Meepo wide there. That was nice and clean though from Rising Moon. Yeah, we have to keep an eye on Rising Moon as Jamie pits once again.
Yeah, I was just running down quickly there, Chief, checking all the other warnings. Bailey has 2 warnings. Of course, he does have the 10-second time penalty. Lekender has also got 2 warnings, and at the moment, Alex has 1. So they are 1 track cut limit away from getting themselves a penalty, which would just help Justin even more. And Gamer has said that Ben has disconnected. So it's disaster for the Kick Cyber guys. We have lost one DNF and the other one has disconnected as Kit is look at the speed of the AI on this straights, my goodness. That's OP. As Kit is sending it down the inside and takes that P14 excuse me, away from Ben. And yeah, Meep seems to be struggling all of a sudden. I don't know what it is, but he's dropping off rightly here. And just to touch on what you were saying earlier about these Ferrari boys, no assist. Yes, this season, if anyone isn't aware, this season is no assists at all except the racing line in Tier 1. So we couldn't quite squeeze out the no assists, but we needed to keep it competitive, or Tier 2 competitive. So there you go. But it's still pretty good. These guys are doing pretty well. Finley and Knight are very impressive what they're doing. And Jamie gets himself a 3-second time penalty.
Oh dear. Yeah, he's obviously pushing on those fresh enters, probably trying to go for the fastest lap. But I think the reason why we're looking at Meepo and thinking he's struggling is everybody around him is on fresher tires. So I wonder if he's thinking about going into the pits as well. He's got nothing to lose at this point, I think. But yeah, Jamie. I was wondering if Jamie could, on those fresh enters, maybe get back into the points again. But that 3-second time penalty is going to obviously impede that side quest. But yeah, up front, Justin has this under control, 2.3 to Billy Thompson. Billy Thompson with that 10-second penalty. But McKender looking like he's going to pick up a podium today, potentially P2. And Alex Norris as well, probably going to get a podium here. But tell you what, Christian's lurking around there in the back. The McLaren guys are looking strong for a good haul of points for constructors today.
Yeah, it's like what I was touching on earlier anyways, Chief, was that McLaren team is a really, really solid, Tier 1 team. Both guys capable of winning races, and they're always up there, consistent, great team. We found out here from Mike's when he's given us a bit of info on Meepo, that Meepo is having major fuel issues, and he's having to lift and coast, which is why he's dropping off like a stone. And Rocco in chat saying that he's not built for the rain. And Kitsune saying that, what did she say? She says she wouldn't last 5 seconds. Kitty wouldn't even survive the formation lap.
It is the hardest lap there is, I always say that. So.
It is the hardest lap, to be fair, yes. As we've seen Lance Stroll, testament to that. You remember that?
Yeah, I think the big battle here is going to be who gets that P2 spot. Currently it's McKender. Looking the favourite, but yeah, Alex Norris behind there, you've got Christian, and yeah, they don't want to hold each other up too much, these three, because Percy Gelly is lurking in the background, P6, only 3 seconds behind, and Noah as well on those slightly fresher tires, looking good. A Rising Moon as well, I guess we need to keep an eye on him. He's on 5-lap old enters, and the pace advantage of fresh enters just seems to be quite the thing. As he looks like he's going to try for a move on Night Owl. So we'll keep an eye on this little battle that's starting to form.
And
Kitsune says we need Yeetage.
yeah, I was going to touch on that. You're unlikely to get Yeetage in Tier 1. As I said, it is a very clean tier. We generally want to pick the best that we've got. And historically, Tier 1 has always been the cleanest. It's always had the fewest incidents. It's always had the fewest safety cars from memory. But if you want Yeetage, stay tuned this week. Namely tomorrow. Day 2. The Thunderdome. Oh, I can't be my voiceover voice. That's not allowed yet. But yes, Tier 2 and Tier 3 kits join in for that. But yeah, Rising, I was going to actually touch on that, Chief. I'm really impressed by how all these newer guys have done as well. Keeping up with, with the pace. Respectable. Oh, who was that night? I was sliding a lot. And he is sliding a lot into these corners. He must be really struggling. 10 laps on these hards. I would say it wouldn't be very long to go now, Chief, until we can see Rising Moon trying to pick up this P9. And if you and me have often said historically, trying to get P10 in Tier 1 is an achievement in itself.
It sure is, yeah. And yeah, this isn't over yet. We've 6 laps left, but we've got a bunch of guys on the fresher enters that are starting to catch up with the guys ahead now. Rising Moon being the closest to Night Owl. And yeah, looks like he might well get this P9, but he's 6 seconds ahead to P8, so these fresh enters, I don't think it's going to be enough to pull in any more points than this, but yeah, P9's a pretty good finish. It's always an unknown, isn't it, when you stick in these kind of newer guys? You don't know what their racecraft's like, what their pace is going to be like, but yeah, Rising Moon is just slotted in nicely. The same with Persigelli, and yeah, we didn't see much from Rocco today, but we've seen him before. He's definitely a contender for some points in future races, but not today. Unfortunately, is look how close Rising Moon is getting to Night Owl under the braking. Yeah, difficult to pass here, especially in these conditions, but if he's going to do it, it might be this lap. He is pretty close, 3 tenths behind. Just needs to get a good exit out of turn 1 here, as Night Owl cuts a lot of corner there. Might have picked up a warning for that, but Rising Moon, 32% ERS, and choosing not to engage that just now. So probably going to attack a little bit later then. He's probably saving up a little bit ERS to try to aid him in his battle for P9.
Yeah, Christian has been lurking sometimes here on the back of Mr. Norris. And Mr. Norris, oh, Christian!
Big
oh my
slide.
goodness. Oh my goodness. That'll wake him up. If he was sleeping, it'll certainly wake him up now. You want to avoid that, touching that inside curve, it'll hook you around. But yeah, he was creeping up onto the back there of Norris. Yeah, Norris just deployed a big whack of battery there to try and break it. But it gets to this point in the race, Chief, when you've only a few more laps to go. Both McLaren drivers in a really, really good position here for a first race points, that you don't really... Oh, excuse me, maybe a bit of a hiccup. You don't really want to risk too much now, because like these are vital points for McLaren. Like no other team really, just looking down the grid here, are going to be hauling as much as these guys. Ferrari, of course, doing respectable both in the points as well. But yeah, look at this. Christian is right on the back of Norris. He does seem to have a bit more pace in him here. We don't know whether it's either battery use or what, but yeah, I think I wouldn't be surprised if Christian has a wee look here at Norris before the end of this race, Chief.
Yeah, and I just switched back there to Meepo, Wirch and Jamie getting past Meepo. Yeah, Meepo's struggling big time on these older tires. He tries to go for a move on the inside, going into turn 3, gets it done. But on the exit, who's going to get that? Looks like Meepo gets a pretty good exit. Wirch lost it a little bit there, and that compromised his exit. So yeah, you got the Williams in P14, P15 for now, but quite a way away from points today. It's been a tough outing for them today, as Justin Ehret setting the fastest lap on lap 33. He is pretty much sealed the deal here. I'm looking at Billy Thompson as well. That 10-second time penalty might drop him down as far as P7 today, maybe P8. Oh, and Christian going for a move on Alex Norris. Oh, Alex Norris is off! Oh my word, he just caught... Yeah, oh my word. Yeah, so he caught... Who was that? Christian caught the front end of Alex Norris, almost sent him into the wall. Holy moly.
Yeah, I did say, Chief, I wouldn't be surprised if Christian has a wee move here, because he was showing overall in the lap that he was quicker, and he was getting held up by Alex. So yeah, Christian, he kind of had to do something there to maximise, his chances of getting as much points as possible. Now I don't think he'll be able to catch Mac, so this will be it for Christian if he can hang on to this P4. This is an amazing result for McLaren in the first race of the season, but Noah is looking right and pacey here. A few lap younger tyres should be pretty negligible, really, the difference there. And I'm likely to see this thing will be just played out as it is. Up further afield, Justin, as I said, at the risk of sounding like a broken record, we did say that if you give Justin a gap and you can't nip it in the bud right away, you're not going to stop him. And look at this, 6-second gap. It is slam dunk. Game 7 match for Justin. A few more laps to go, and he will continue where he left off last season. That's not what they say, Chief. Start as you mean to continue, and Justin means to continue his domination of SLR, and so he's starting it off with the best possible way by leading this race, looking likely for a race win, but it's not over yet. What's going on in chat here? Oh, Vance is asking if I can quickly say, Chief, what's on the menu tonight? I can tell you that it is a home-cooked cottage pie.
Oh, yum.
Kitty made it.
Yum, yum.
Kitty made it from scratch. I came home from work and there she was, stirring the wee pot. Everything cooked. It looked beautiful, and I've been looking forward to this evening to get my mittens into. Oh, Justin almost lost it in the second last corner. Don't bin it just yet, Justin. You've got a second lead. You can afford to take it easy. My man. So let's look down the grid, Chief. Let's see where we're at. Mac and Beals, pretty much, I think, unless something drastic happens, they're going to finish second and third. Bear in mind, Mac and Beals. Well, no, actually, hang on a minute. I'm missing the complete obvious thing here. Bailey has a 10-second time penalty. Remember that. How did we forget? He's going to drop down quite a lot, Chief. So,
I think he's going to go down to maybe P7. Noah did get past Christian there as well. He's got those slightly fresh tires, seems to be working out nicely for him. So he got past Christian, so he's going to pick up that podium spot, it seems. And he does have that advantage of the slightly younger tires. I'm looking at Meepo as well. Meepo and Wirtz going at it lap after lap here. So Wirtz carrying that time penalty. It's not for points here, it's just for pride. As Wirtz going down the inside for turn 3. Is he going to get it done under braking? Oh, it's going to be tight. Oh, and they're side by side on the exit. Meepo gets run out, and he goes onto he goes outside the track and picks up a time penalty for that. So it's now Meepo and Wirtz both having time penalties, both heading down to turn 4. And who's going to get this one done? Oh, Meepo absolutely sends it.
oh my goodness.
That was a slide and a half there.
Chief, if there was ever a debut for season 18 for your oh my word, that was it.
I know, I've already overused oh my word phrase.
That would have been the best oh my word moment there. That looks like a rear's just completely locked there on Mapes, and he keeps it on track. My goodness, that's a great job. But what's going on here? Tudge Tugay is very close. Persigele is going for a move on Christian here, and he's going to take this P5 off Christian on the final lap. He's going to have to battle this. Christian is going to have to absolutely yeet this around the outside. Oh, Persigele looks like he's almost lost it, but hung on there nicely. My goodness, is all going to kick off here in this final lap. So Justin definitely is in the lead there, no problem. Mac's not going to challenge Beals. Beals will drop down, of course, with the 10-second time penalty. Christian doesn't look like he's going to be able to challenge to get that P6 or P5 back. Of course, he will jump up with the 10-second time penalty from Beals. Alex dropped off mightily after that incident. He will be probably furious after that. Justin wins the first race of season 18 under no surprise there. Beals finishes P2 but will drop down the order. Mac up to P2, Noah P3, Persigele up to P4, Christian P5, Beals currently P6. He should stay actually P6. Oh no, Night gets himself a time penalty right at the end. Norris into P7, Finley Smith P8, Rising Moon into 9, a great performance by the Ferrari guy, and Tudge Tugay finishing in the top 10 there. We're just waiting for the last of these guys. Jamie and Kit fighting across the line, I think was on penalties. And that is it, Chief. That is our first race of off the season done and dusted. Technical difficulties at the start. Crazy kind of start to the race with these people vying for, with Alex Norris really going for the moves there at the start. Looked like he was going to get into P2, then he held on to P3 and ultimately finished in P7. So he will not be happy with his result. But there you go, Chief. That is the first race of the season done and dusted.
Yes, and what a race it was. We had everything thrown at us today apart from the safety car. Lots of rain, no dry weather today. The guys really had to work for it. And yeah, I mean, Justin, like, obviously coming off 4 victories, 4 titles, has he got better? I mean, like, it was just perfect today. Even the disconnect didn't trouble him whatsoever. Yeah, I mean, can anyone rise to the occasion and beat Justin? We've seen it before. Meepo started last season, he beat him in the first race. But today, it's all about Justin. And he will take full points today. And be leading the championship into round 2.
I was just going to say there, nobody sums it up today better than Bance there in chat. He says, Justin absolutely cooked tonight, even with the technical issues. Huge props. And I mean, I would echo that sentiment as well. I mean, he was getting a very, very comfortable lead up to about 3 seconds at one point, and then that technical difficulty that we caught on. I caught it live as it happened, dropping way back, left the session. He had to get back in. He had to recover. You seen it took him a couple of laps to settle back down again, and still wins the race by 7 seconds. He has set the benchmark down for these guys. This is what it's going to take to beat Justin. It's going to take something mighty to beat him. He is in the form of his life the past few seasons. And I'm sure people would be saying, oh, the glazing, but it's not glazing. It's just fact. He's been dominating for the past few seasons. And look, props to him. Definitely driver of the day material. But I would definitely say, before we get into the drivers of the day, Chief, these Ferrari guys are worth a mention too. Because we do know that they normally use their ABS and such, and they've been thrown into the deep end here, no assists, just racing line, and they did really, really well. I have to say I'm very impressed with Rising Moon, and they are fantastic performance. Looking forward to seeing what the rest of them get on with.
Yeah, it's going to be a long season, but it's 14 rounds of season. Nice sprint format. I mean, we're really good at saying guys have to just practice. Previous seasons, we're going to play over game, find new compliments to give because it's just feeling it. Oh, here. Right. Okay, we're good.
Sound is very loud.
We're good. We're good. We're back. So yeah, let's get to the interviews. Want to speak to the guys. After that pretty moist race. I'm sure the guys are pretty moist themselves, sweaty as always. But yeah, I mean, I just want to mention as well, like the guys, like you were mentioning McLaren being strong this season. I see them every night in VC, and they're grinding on laps. And I think if anyone's going to rise to the occasion and challenge Justin for that title, it's going to be one of the McLaren guys. Meepo as well. We didn't see the best from him today, but we've seen previous seasons he can rise to the occasion. And I think, even looking at the grid, it's all about who puts in the work, isn't it? Any one of these guys could rise to the occasion.
Yeah, I mean, what you touched on there in terms of Meepo. Meepo is, whenever he's motivated and he's focused and he's on it, he is a force to be reckoned with. He is a remarkably fast driver. But yeah, just today wasn't for him. But look, it's a long season. It's only the first race. We'll see what happens. And yeah, rightly, Chief, we have said it repeatedly tonight, there is a number of drivers here that can really take it to Justin. And we'll see what how the season progresses. But it wasn't to be. It was as the status quo, as I can't think of my words. What I'm trying to say, it is what's the word, Chief? Whenever things is normal as always. What's the word? It's I can't think of my words, Chief.
Neutralized.
No, it's as you were or something like that. It was as you were as we left off anyway last season. Justin leading the charge here, top of the field, and who have we got? At the moment we've got Christian and Justin in the interview channels. We'll get onto those shortly. We'd like to see a few more people in the chat or the interviews. Jamie, get Alex Norris in. He had a really interesting start of the race. See his views on it. Yeah, but will we get into the interviews, Chief?
Yeah, let's bring in the man of the moment once again, finishing last season on the top step, starting this season on the top step. Justin, you disconnected in that race, and usually when that happens, it's a big deal. But you just came back like it was nothing. I mean, just talk us about what happened there in that moment, and how did you come back then from that and go into damage limitation mode and essentially win the race in the end.
Well, I was pretty happy with the 3.5 second gap I had, and then all of a sudden my game tabs out twice, and then I come back and I see everyone starting to disconnect. So I realized, luckily it wasn't my internet because I thought it was my internet, but it wasn't. Then I came back, was still in the train, had surprisingly decent pace still, even though the AI did give me 20% more rear wear, which was fun. But yeah, then after that it was just picking my moments and then try and get clear as soon as possible.
And how did you find the conditions today? And also, did you prepare for those conditions? Because most people were just doing dry practice, but yeah, the full wet race. Obviously, no dry running today. I mean, did you prepare for that?
Well, I only did one lap of intermediate conditions, to be honest. Just before the lobby, I said, all right, I'll do one lap, try and tweak the setup just in case. And turns out it was worth it. But the conditions were pretty good, at least with the setup I had. It still felt relatively decent, but yeah, it was just about managing the wear.
Yeah, and I want to talk as well about one key moment, one key overtake you did on. It was a McKender after the disconnect. I think into turn 4, it was like you were racing me or something. Like, you know what I mean? You made it look super easy, but it's McKender. You know, we know McKender's previous champion. Yeah, like talk us through that. You know, were you just feeling confident, or did it light a fire under your bonnet whenever you had that disconnect?
Well, yeah, a bit of both, to be honest, because I felt confident in the race the entire time, and even when I came back, I felt still relatively okay. But then, yeah, I was pretty annoyed that I have to, re-overtake everyone. But then as soon as I saw that I was gaining like 5-6 tenths a lap, I figured, okay, I'll just dial in. And then McKenna was difficult to overtake. It took me like 2 laps to get past him. But yeah, I turned 3 just about getting the right exit, and then send it down the inside into turn 4 somehow, and then hope it sticks. And it was a pretty clean battle, so GG.
Yeah, well played there today, and fastest lap as well. So definitely had the pace in the wets. How are you looking at this calendar? Yeah, some tasty tracks on there, or some that you're maybe not looking forward to as much?
Well, China, Texas, Monaco, Hungary. What else we got? Italy, Azerbaijan. I'm not looking forward to, so that's already half the calendar right there. But I am missing one race, I think. Yeah, am I? I don't know. The one in Belgium, I think. I don't know if the dates are right on that one, but yeah, I am missing that race. So it's just about damage limitation, I suppose, every single race until that race.
But here's a question for you, Justin. I'm just noticing in the chat here that apparently you could, not you, but just anyone, you could change your setup in quali, or is it after quali? What was this? Seen Copy was posting something about this.
Yeah.
Oh, you said what? Yeah. Why was there an option to change setup after quali? Did you know that?
Well, I noticed it, and yeah. Well, first off, we'll come back to the commentator booth, and then secondly, I did notice. Yeah, Park Ferme was turned off as soon as I went out in qualifying. I saw I didn't get the Park Ferme message when normally I did.
Yeah.
But I always just click really quickly because it's muscle memory every time I go out. So I didn't get a chance to change my setup anyways. So yeah, for the wet I just changed my wings, but that was about it.
Yeah, so maybe whenever we get Jamie in, if he comes in for an interview, we'll give him a right good rollicking for that one. But hopefully nobody cheated switching the setup afterwards.
I hope not.
But yeah, good man. Good job today, Justin. Like I said, a lot of guys in the chat were, amazed at how well you done today with that difficulty. The difficult early on in that session with the disconnection, and then come back to absolutely cook. As Bant said, you absolutely cooked. So yeah, man, good job, and we'll see what the rest of the season brings.
Thank
Yeah.
you very much.
I have one more question for you as well. It's just to ask you, like looking at this lineup, is there anyone you're thinking that they could be an issue, or they could be the challenger that I'm gonna have to battle for the title? Like
A
who would
good
be your
few.
number one?
A good few, but I think after one race, it's difficult to predict. But I mean, if I were to go purely off today, it'd be, obviously Bailey and McKender would be the closest rivals, just purely based on today. But I try and go in every race with the most confidence that I'm the best, so like that, doesn't screw me over or whatnot. And yeah, it seems to be working so far.
Okay.
Yeah, I just want to say, Justin, I think you might struggle this season to take constructors, because no, for real, like because Bailey and Christian are going to be such a force to be reckoned with as a team. That's going to be a hard one to crack.
Are you dissing my teammate Kit?
I am most certainly not this Mr. Rickety. I'm going to call him Rickety because there's only one Kit in this server, that's it, right? But I'm just saying, going off pace, it's likely that Bailey and Christian will be finishing overall better as a team. That's all. Maybe you should just slow down, Justin, and then finish roughly the same place as Kit, and then you'll help. Well, maybe that won't actually. No, that won't. Never mind. Forget about me. I'm too old. I'm too hungry. Forget about me.
Okay.
There you go. Right, we'll move on to the other guys who are waiting in the wings. But Justin, thanks once again. We'll speak to you again soon, sure. But yeah, have a good nice evening and enjoy your weekend.
Thank you guys. Bye bye.
So nobody at the moment, Chief, unless we just eat one of these guys in.
Yeah,
But
let's do that.
well, before we do, I just want to say, I don't know if he's still listening, but I said it at the start of the race, and again, I'm going to say it. Even though it wasn't a great race from him and he didn't enjoy it, I am so happy to see Copy on track. Like seeing the name Copy, it's I don't know, it's just a warm, happy feeling just to see someone like Cops back on track, because like he's been an absolute staple of SLR, and it's great to see him back. It really is.
Yeah, and we know what his potential is. We've seen it before, and yeah, it's all about putting those laps in, the work into the game. It will pay off. But speaking of that, a hard worker. We see him every night in VC grinding the laps out with his teammate Christian. Bringing in Billy. Didn't go your way today, Billy. Sorry for younging you in there. But we wanted to have a word with you because, yeah, painful race in terms of that time penalty, but a lot of good stuff to take away from that. Maybe you heard the interview with Justin there, but he was naming you as one of the possible contenders to the throne. How do you feel about that? And yeah, just tell us about that 10-second penalty as well.
Well, yeah, I think if it had been dry, it'd have been a completely different race. I think I had just so much more pace in the dry than I did the wet today. And I had done no wet practice prior. I didn't even really know what to do with the setup. I had to kind of get Jamie and Christian to tell me before qualifying started. And that 10-second, I'm really mad about it. I slowed down to 79. I put the pit limit on, and it blips back up to 82.
Oh no.
And I don't know if... I know for a fact that I did not press the throttle before I put that pit limiter button on. And I know that for a fact. So either there's button delay in between the pit limiter and the throttle's quicker, which would make sense, or I'm just schizophrenic.
It's one or the other, yeah.
I'm really not happy with that at all, and it was such an easy P2.
Yeah.
Like,
But how does it? Oh, sorry. Go ahead, Chief.
I was just gonna say, a lot of positives today. Yeah, you could have easily had that P2 today. Dry conditions could have been a different matter, but it's a long season, so yeah, don't give up. And I'm sure you weren't even thinking about that.
I was pretty mad. There was there was a strategy in place, but if I didn't get like a 10-second gap to like a decent position between me and Christian that we discussed, uh, that I would have backed McKenna and Alistair Norris into Christian, and this was like considered on like 22, where I was like not gonna finish in the points at all.
Yeah.
But yeah, that didn't materialize. But China's next, and I like China, so I just hope it likes me.
I hope it's dry as well, maybe.
Yes, yeah,
Yeah.
that'd be nice.
Yep. And Bob was mentioned on stream as well. You know, the McLaren team duo of you and Christian looking mighty strong here today. A lot of people were predicting you guys as constructors. You must be pretty confident on that front.
Yeah, I mean, if I'd finished second today, we would be leading it. So I am like, I think once I just don't get a drive-through penalty, I think it'll be quite consistent results. I think Red Bull is definitely the biggest contender for it as well. Like Makenda and Persigelli, they are quick.
Yeah.
And I think people dismiss them a bit too quickly, especially like, well, they just, yeah. I think they're definitely something to be reckoned with, if I'm honest. And I don't think you can. I don't think it's in the bag as people are making it out to be. I think
Yeah.
it's still going to be a fight, and I think it's still going to go down to the last couple of races.
Interesting stuff. Interesting, yeah. Okay, well, Billy, thanks for joining us in the commentator booth. We will speak to
Yeah.
you soon, I'm sure. And we'll move on to maybe, what do you reckon, bring in Christian, the teammate?
If you want, yeah.
Yeah, so Christian, we just spoke to your teammate Billy there. You didn't pick up a 10-second penalty, but in the end you got P5. Just tell us about your race a little bit. How did you find it out there in those conditions?
Oh, it was dreadful. The amount of practice we put into it being a dry race, and then it's just intermediates for 36 laps. It's we had a we definitely had some choice words. And I was just sliding all over the place and got a horrible start, and everybody ahead of me was fighting, and when I finally got to fighting, it was not very clean fighting, and oh,
Yeah, you were caught up in a number of battles, especially at the end there. You came into heavy attack from likes of Noah and Persigelli. Was that just a case that your tires were done at that point?
I I that just skill issue. I don't know yet. Um,
I tried to give you an out there
because
by saying, you know, they had younger tires, but sure.
yeah, I was kind of surprised because I looked back and was like, okay, Noah is 3.5 seconds back, 1 lap. He's 2 seconds behind me. Yeah. Jesus, it was fast for sure.
Yeah, but the good news is not every track's going to be wet. Hopefully.
Oh yeah, I will cry.
I think we did have one season where it did seem like every race was rain, and it
Oh,
wasn't a fun
please
time.
don't.
But yeah,
Please don't.
I think we're heading into China next week. How do you feel about that one?
It's the most horrible track that I've ever driven. I've ever touched. I've ever heard about.
Okay.
Yes.
So yeah, not looking forward to that one. I guess plenty of practice, I guess. Hopefully to compensate for the dislike of the track, but
Yeah.
hopefully we'll see you back. You did win a race last season, and yeah, you do have the pace to win again here in season 18. You've got a very strong teammate, and we were just saying there, you guys looking very good for the constructors, but a lot of fast drivers out there, less fast pairings of drivers. So yeah, I think that's it. Just keep doing what you're doing, and hopefully the results come to you.
Thank you. Thank you.
Okay, and we will move on. Thanks, Christian. And I want to bring in Jamie. Jamie was the host. He's the tier manager. How do you think that went, Jamie, from the tier manager point of view?
Let's say growing pains.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it just didn't seem to go your way today. I mean, you pitted twice. Most guys went for one stop, but were you just trying something different today? Yeah.
I just kept getting. I could catch a lot of. I had good pace, but as soon as I got behind people with lower wings than me, is totally stuck behind them. Like Bobo was rapid in a straight compared to me, and just frustrating.
Yeah, and unfortunately we had some technical issues at the very start of the race, so missed that. Was there an incident at the start of the race you were caught up in?
No,
No. Oh,
I
so
was.
I
I
did.
got
Yeah,
DS.
yeah. I was gonna say we missed the quali as well, so maybe it was
Ah.
in the quali. Yeah, so you DSQ'd in quali, is that right?
Yeah, well, Parc Ferme was off, so I was asking what to do on Discord on my phone and didn't realize my car fully stopped and I hadn't put AI
Oh,
on,
oh
so I
no,
got DSQ'd.
oh no. R.I.P. R.I.P.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh.
I'm with the grid being too strong. Yeah, that's definitely not how you want to start a race. But you must be hopeful. I mean, you definitely have pace out there today, and with a good quali, I think you'll be a contender for podiums, if not wins. How do you feel about that? Do you
Hopefully.
think potentially a first win in SLR this season in Tier 1?
Silverstone. Look out for Silverstone. That's the one.
Putting all your eggs in the British
Uh,
basket.
yeah, pretty much.
Mm.
Normally the home race is the worst. This season it's going to be the best.
Okay, I'll look out for that one then. I'll put all my money on you. So,
I wouldn't do that. I am a known quality bottle job.
but yeah, as tier manager, you have to be happy with the full grid turnout and that lineup. All full timers, all aliens. I would say. I mean, there's not one driver there. I would say is slow. Um,
No, no. Yeah.
so I mean, it's a good thing in terms of SLR. Maybe not so good for you in terms of having to race all these aliens, but you're holding your own out there, and yeah, I think we haven't seen the last from you.
We'll see. We'll see.
We'll see. Okay. Okay. Well, Jamie, we appreciate you taking the time to join us in here. Um, and enjoy the rest of your evening.
Yeah, you too.
Okay. I don't know if I'm not sure if Kit wants to come in for a chat or not, but if he does, let me know. But
Yeah, probably. I don't know.
Bob, I think there's one last thing to do, and it's driver of the day. We need to make our nominations. Pick 3 drivers to put
Oh,
to the drivers' vote for driver of the day. So who you got?
oh, I don't know if I can give you three now. I mean, Justin, obvious. Um, Second one would be what was it? Rising Moon. And the third one, who was the third one would stand out for me? It's a hard one. The third one's a hard one. I'm actually considering McKender. And I know I'm going for the main guys at the top, but McKender just kept his nose clean. He was smart. He didn't risk anything, and he held on to keep that to take P2. Justin, for obvious reasons, started the race, took off, dropped back down to wherever it was, P4, left the server, came back in, had to recover, and then fight back up, pit, and then extend his lead to 7 seconds. I mean, that's remarkable. And then Rising Moon, I think it was the first race he did with no assists, and he was doing a fantastic job. So that would be my 3, Chief, Rising Moon, Mac, and Justin.
Yep. I think I would go with that as well. I mean, honourable mention to Finley Smith and the Ferrari. Started P13 and P8, so picks up 4 points. So GG to that guy. But yeah, Rising Moon, newcomer to the league in the Haas. He started P7, finished P9 today, so did pick up 2 points. But yeah, great finish for him. Looks like he slots in nicely into the Tier 1 lineup. So yeah, I'm happy enough. We'll go with Justin Ayart, coming for that technical issue to basically dominate the race. It wasn't easy, it wasn't all straightforward. He had to fight for it, and he fought hard and gained that win. Got fastest lap as well. But Kender, yeah, you're right. He kept it clean. Didn't really see too much of him on the stream today, but yeah, just kept it clean and just held his own to pick up that P2 spot. And that's a lot of points in P2. 18 points for the championship. And he is Mr. Consistency, I have to say. Like, I mean, Justin as well, obviously, but McKender, he's always there or thereabouts. He didn't have the best of luck last season, but with a bit of luck on his side, I think he might hopefully rise to the occasion and challenge Justin. He might enter the fray.
Mhm.
we've plenty of races left in this season to find out. And yeah, I think there's a lot of guys who are very hungry and will come away from today's race with a lot of fire in their belly and extra motivation to practice even harder for the next one. And
Yeah.
yeah, I think that's about it, Bob. I think we've got tier 1 in the bag, tier 2
Yeah.
tomorrow, tier 3 on
Yeah,
Friday.
I think, as you say, I think we pretty much nailed it. And just to touch on what you said there, I would say there's quite a lot, probably a lot of guys here that's seen that, they really can compete here. They could definitely compete for the top three for sure. Podium places, definitely. And yes, hopefully that should, as you said rightly, Chief, give a fire in their belly. But yeah, that is tier one done and dusted. Just as quick as it started, it is over. We're moving on to tier two tomorrow, and I think we're going to have a couple of different people commentating. It won't be us. And then, of course, tier three on Friday. Yes, I kind of forgot what time it was, what day it was there. But Chief, I know I normally, if anyone is still listening, normally this season will be myself and Joel. But Joel was otherwise engaged today. So if it can't be Joel, it will be the wonderful Chief, or maybe even Icewind. Who knows? We might even get a debut commentating session from Boosted. But until next time, really, next time is going to be, of course, myself and Joel.
Yeah, that's the standard. I think you guys are gonna kill it in tier 1. I'll be back in tier 2. I'm calling I'm actually doing comms tomorrow. I'm not sure who I'm doing comms with in tier 2 tomorrow, but yeah, I'll be back for that one. And then yeah, tier
Well, that's
3,
it.
I'll be racing. So
Well, I was just chipping now. I know we'll have a wee form to fill in, but if needs be, if you need someone, I'll fill in and we'll do tier two as well.
okay, that's good to know. That's good to know. So yeah, tune in tomorrow for that one. That's 2000 CEST. We also have our feeder series is having its first race tomorrow. That's going to be interesting. It's not going to be streamed, but we will be looking to build that tier up into potentially a tier 4 and have its own race day with its own race stream. And we've had a tier 4 before in SLR. It was mighty fun, and I'm sure that one's going to head the same way. Tier 3 on Friday to see us out this week in Austria, and that's going to be a lot of fun as well. I've had a look at the lineup. I'm racing there, and there's a lot of familiar names in there. There's a lot of OGs and a lot of respectable driving going on. If last season was anything to go by, I'm very much looking forward to that. But yeah, that's enough for us. We will wrap it up there, and thanks everybody for watching. And just seeing that comment from Swede as well. I'm glad you enjoyed, Swede and Copy and all the rest. We will call it quits, and we will speak to you soon.